Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. My name's Rob, and today I'm going to be showing you step by step how I build a brick pizza oven, a commercial size. This one here is going to be 50-inch diameter on the inside. Let's get right into the build. So I drew up on CAD all the dimensions that I need, especially for the pad. So it's going to be 72 inches by 84 inches. And we can see here the dome is going to be approximately 48 to 50 inches in diameter on the inside. And you can see here the actual overall height. And I'm missing a few things here, like the inside height, which is just over 20 inches. And for this pizza oven, it's going to show me, by drawing this on CAD, it's going to show me the angles I need to put on those bricks as it starts going around to the top of that dome there. You can see this a little bit better. This is the front view of it. And here is the insulation. You can see that insulation layer, which is about 3-4 inches thick. And that's why we need that bigger pad. Okay, so first I need to make a frame, and then I need to cement the frame with concrete so we can get everything put on that. So you can see on the floor, I already have the pad, the actual framework for the pad already, getting it ready to pour some concrete. And I have to do it inside because it's cold here in Canada right now. And I have some rebar inside, and you can see it there in the framework all the way around, some tubing, and it is a framework that is 6 by 7 feet. Now this is a massive oven, the biggest one I've made so far, especially the biggest one that's mobile that I made so far. So I'm gonna have the concrete here. Now I would really pour this, have it poured, but right now there's like a shortage in concrete powder, so I can't even get that. So I had to resort to the bagged concrete, the Quickcrete, and that's what I'm going to use. And it's really going to be a backbreaker today because I have to open all those bags, and I can only put a couple of bags inside the cement mixer at a time. And this pad should take about 31, 32 bags to fill up. Now it's 4 inches thick and 6 by 7 feet length and width. Okay, let's start pouring. Okay, so the pad is all ready. It's been drying for about 3 days, something like that. And I took off the wood that was around for the mold, and the bottom of it, it's all off, and it's on these 3 pillars here that are made out of solid granite, actually. They can take, 50,000 pounds easily. Not that the oven's going to weigh that much, but they can take the weight. So you can also see that I put a center rod. So I drilled a hole maybe 1 inch deep in the concrete to put that 3/16 rod in. And that's basically the center of the dome of the oven. It's offset to one side. Remember, this pad is 6 by 7. And I outlined the inside of the oven. You can see that it's about 50 inches in diameter. And then the outside here is basically, how far I'm going to go with the insulation. It could be up to that thick, so about 10 inches thick, something like that. And here you can see the opening. So the opening is about 15, 16 inches wide. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do now is put that refractory, that insulation, the 1 inch, it's right there. I'm gonna put that, lay it all out, and then I'm gonna put my first layer of brick on top of that. Okay, so I have the brick base all put on, and again, it's just sitting on top of that insulation refractory. Now, I left that brick out because I need, as I'm building the dome and everything else, I need to always have that center available to me. Okay, here I cut some bricks, and this is going to be the doorway, and I had to cut a couple of angles on there. And basically, I'm going to start by putting the sides on. This will give me an indication of where the sides are going, so they fit up nice. And I drew that arc, the 50-inch arc around. You can see that. It's all marked out. Again, using that center. So now that I have that, I'm going to start mortaring with the Vesuvius, the Super 3000 mortar. This is specifically made for high temperature, and I'm going to use that as I start going around. So the first layer will be upright vertical bricks all the way around, mortared together. Now I'm not going to mortar the bottom, and that means that it's basically going to be sitting on top of these bricks. So if at any time in the future I need to remove some bricks, I can, without them being mortared underneath. I can actually just pull them out and replace them. Okay, now you're going to see me as I put on each brick, or as I start mortaring. I have a bucket of water right there, and I'm going to dunk each one into water, because you don't want to put the mortar on when it's dry. It needs to be wet so that mortar doesn't soak right into the brick and dry out, so it doesn't get that good bond if you don't submerge them or get them damp before you do that. Okay. right, so we have that base brick all in there, all mortared. The front of the oven, so where the door is going and the stack is going, is all mortared up too, and it's all attached, and you can see it looks pretty good. Okay, so now it's time to put the first layer of angled half brick on top. And for that hole there, so I need to make sure that I stay in touch with the actual center. I have this little jig here, and this is going to go into the center again. Okay, and we have this dome here. Okay, so that's the center. And what I'm going to do is, as I'm building up, I need to support those bricks, and I'm going to have wood pieces to a certain length that will be resting on here and holding up each one of those bricks as I do layer by layer. So you can see how time consuming doing it this way is. It's going to come out really nice, but it takes time because you need to build up, and that dome needs to be supported some way as you're building it up. So you can't do too many layers at a time without supporting the inside. And especially for something this big of a diameter, you have to really be careful with how much you put or how much weight you put on without having that top center piece that's going to hold the whole dome together and mortared. Okay, so it's been a few days and we had that bottom and that first layer cured somewhat. And right now I have this small gap that's going around that first layer. So what we're gonna do is fill that with refractory wool, and then we're gonna put some wire around it for reinforcement, and then some more concrete refractory. So now we have two layers, one at a 35-degree angle and the other one at about a 10-degree angle. Now we're going to continue with that, with the layers going around. We're going to have to do some other brickwork, because as it's starting to go up to the dome, it's going to be more tapered and a little less angled. But we're going to continue it this week. As you saw already, it takes a few days between layers to get it to dry and then set. But the other layers, we're going to have to do some supporting, and I'm going to show you just how I do that on the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and push that button for notifications for the other videos for this pizza oven build. Thanks.